tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Dear devotees, why are we Buddhists? There are lots of religions in the world. Most of them are based on a God who is going to fulfill your problems, your desires, your needs. But in Buddhism, Lord Buddha is a supreme human being who was born in this world as a human. So why do we take the refuge of our Lord Buddha? What is the reason? If someone asks you, what is the reason behind to take the refuge of the Lord Buddha, and the Dhamma and the Sangha, you would say, I take the refuge of the Lord Buddha to find the true peace, true happiness, true satisfaction in this very life. And I took the refuge of the Lord Buddha to learn how to overcome any kind of suffering in this very moment, in this very life, by understanding the reality. And I took the refuge of the Lord Buddha to stop the cycle of birth and rebirth. So this is why we have taken the refuge of the Lord Buddha. There are lots of people in the world who are suffering with their desires, with their needs. A few years ago, a Western philosopher called Abraham Maslow was discovered the hierarchy of human needs. First, we have basic needs. What are they? We need a shelter, we need food, we need something to wear. Once someone achieves these basic needs, then he wants to achieve the security needs. He needs a good house and good security around where he lives. Once he completed these security needs, he needs the love need. He needs love from a parent or a child or somebody else. Once someone again the love needs, then he wants to achieve financial needs. Then he needs to increase his wealth. Once someone increases his wealth, then he needs to fulfill esteem needs. He needs to become famous and esteemed in the society. Once you attain this prestige and fame in your society, then he needs to gain aesthetic needs. He wants to become beautiful or handsome or like that. So this is the usual hierarchy of human needs. If you feel that I don't want to become nice and I don't want to be famous because you didn't fulfill the previous need in the hierarchy. That is the reason. So for a normal person, they need these needs one by one. Once something is fulfilled, then he needs the next. But if you are extremely beautiful, if you are extremely famous, and if you are extremely wealthy, and if you have a good love life, then you'll realize the next and final need of human is self-actualizing needs. Then you want to know what is life is. What is the reality of life? What is the goal of life? Why I am living? When you come to this point, you would have two answers for that. First is Kamasukhalikkhana Yoga. You would say, achieving whatever the mind says is the goal of my life. Then you'll try each and everything to fulfill your desires. Actually, dear ones, what we are really seeking in our life is not a person, not a thing, not a situation or a profession. Actually, we are searching for three things. They are satisfaction, fulfillment and ecstasy. Those are the things we are really seeking for. But however you try, you will not be able to achieve this by physical, verbal and mental activities. So we are searching for a satisfaction. We are searching for a fulfillment in our mind, and we are searching for an ecstasy from seeing visuals, hearing sounds, tasting smells and tastes, and feeling tangibles. But however, whatever we try with, we won't be able to achieve this satisfaction and fulfillment in this life. So this is the nature. There are danger of pleasures, danger of sensual pleasures, which is called karma-adhina in Buddhist context. When someone needs to become a spiritual person, if you really want to attain Nibbana, if you really want to be aware about Buddhism, if you really want to start meditations, the first thing you have to understand is the danger of sensual pleasures. Actually, it's not the danger, it's the reality of pleasures. The first karma-adhina, first danger of pleasure is our fantasized world is not matching with the reality. The fantasized enjoyment is not matching with the reality. As an example, before you gain something or gain someone, you are thinking that this is, she is, he is so exquisite. If I gain this, I would be fulfilled, satisfied, and I'll reach to the ecstasy. But how much you try, but once it becomes a reality, that enjoyment level is not matching. There is always a mismatch. You would be happy, but it is not what you seek for. You seek an ultimate happiness, ultimate satisfaction and fulfillment with these things. This is the first danger of pleasures. The next thing, our desires are like a mirage. In a warm day, you would see some water in front of the road. But once you reach there, it's fleeting. Then again you would think there is no water, but some water is far behind, far away that. So this way, you are always changing the objects and seeking for the happiness. From morning to night, from your birth to death, you are changing the objects and seeking for the satisfaction, fulfillment and ecstasy. As an example, you might wake up in the morning and you would think, if I sleep more 2 hours, I would be fulfilled and satisfied. Then you would sleep for a while and you will understand sleeping is not satisfying me, it's boring. Then you would scroll your phone while thinking that using my phone and watching some videos will satisfy myself. But after 1 hour, 2 hours, you will understand this won't satisfy me. Then you'll eat something and seeking for the satisfaction. But after eating half, you will understand eating will not satisfy me. In the same manner, you're always changing the objects. From morning to the night, you are seeking for the happiness. Even the poorest person and the richest person in the world are in the same boat. Each and every person is changing the objects and seeking for the happiness. This is the true problem in our life. This is called existential problem in Western philosophy. Once you reach to the ultimate wealth, fame and aesthetics, then you have to face to this existential problem. The existence becomes a problem itself. So you can be happy because you are having another problems to suffer, not for the existence. So, however, dear ones, you have to understand whatever the quality of life you are living, every person is in the same suffering, same problem, changing the objects and seeking for the happiness. Only the quality of life differs. So, this is the next danger of sensual pleasures. The other thing, at the end of the day, each and every physical, verbal, mental activity becomes a tiredness, nothing else. Only remains a tiredness. As an example, you have many examples in your life. After you go to a party or a vacation or a trip, at the end of it, you have enjoyed a bit, but it's not equal to your fantasized enjoyment level. And at the end of the day, it's just tired. So this is the reality of all sensual pleasures. That is why the philosophers need something more exquisite, something more fulfilling, something more satisfying. So this is the existential problem we have to face. So if there is no such a problem in our existence, the only answer to be fulfilled is achieving things. But this is good, that we know that fulfilling our desires won't satisfy us. So then we can let go them. So dear ones, these kind of dangers are in these sensual pleasures. So once you understand, achieving things and achieving whatever the mind says is not satisfying me, it's not fulfilling me. However we try, the unsatisfaction, unfulfillment will still remains with you. We always feel alone. We need to be fulfilled. For that loneliness, we are trying many things. We are trying to fulfill ourselves by listening to music, to read something, by talk with somebody. But how much we try, at the end of the day, still that loneliness remains with you. So, finding the fulfillment with external objects is not an answer. If you really need to fulfill yourself, that answer should be with you. For that, first you should understand changing the quality of life and achieving the desires and being rich or being famous or being beautiful won't satisfy you, won't fulfill you, it won't match to the ecstasy you are seeking for. Lord Buddha has proclaimed the real satisfaction and fulfillment is relying on when the mind is stilled. What is the explanation of Nibbana? Etang santang, etam panitang, yadidang sabba sankhara samato. This is peaceful, this is excellent, namely the stilling of all preparations. The real satisfaction is where the whole physical activities are stilled, all verbal activities are stilled, all mental activities are stilled. Until now, we did physical activities to satisfy ourselves. We have done many verbal activities to satisfy ourselves. And we did many mental activities to satisfy ourselves. But how much we try, we won't reach that point. The real satisfaction is where the whole physical activities are stilled, even your breath. All verbal activities are stilled, even the talkativeness of your mind. And all mental preparations are stilled, sanya and vedana, perceptions and sensations. In the normal way, we can say your subconsciousness. Whenever you can't perceive that you are being here, your mind is empty. When you can't enjoy that empty mind, that means you are not there anymore. You are completely off. While being aware, while living, Lord Buddha showed a path to being off, to off yourself. In that stilled mind, on where you will feel the satisfaction, fulfillment and ecstasy. Nowhere else you can find it. However, how much you try with physical, verbal, mental activities, you would not find it. The real satisfaction is always with a stilled mind. Where is no mind, where you are turned off. So dear ones, always keep that in your mind. I'm not asking you to give up everything, but you can do anything while having this realization in your mind. So then anything can't surprise you, anything can't impress you, anything can't make you suffer. You have to understand these things properly, that nothing will gonna satisfy me, nothing will gonna reach the ecstasy, the happiness I'm seeking for. Then everything is just a tiredness at the end of the day. Each and every person is living the same cycle, seeking for the happiness while changing the objects. And real satisfaction is where the mind is off, the mind is stilled. So Lord Buddha has proclaimed the path to it. So I invite you all, just stop in this moment. You can't go at least 1 second in the past, 1 second in the future. The whole life is this very moment. You are hearing my sound, that is your life. You are seeing me, that is your life. You are feeling your breath, that is your life. Just stop in this moment, just relax. Have a deep breath and just Be aware completely, intensely to this moment, what you are experiencing right now. If you like it or not, you can't get away from it. Just be a silent, loving watcher, a witness, an observer to what you are experiencing right now. So in there, you'll live your life. You'll have the happiness you are seeking for. So I bless you all to be happy, healthy, and have a peaceful long life with the blessings of Noble Triple Gems.